and welcome to Movement Inc. Yoga. Thank you so much for joining us to uplift in body and mind. I'm Rebecca and today's practice is a full body Vinyasa flow to uplift. Come to your mat and let's get started. Finding a comfortable seat to begin. Take these next few moments to settle, center and arrive. As you inhale, feel your shoulders draw up towards your ears, pausing at the top of the breath, and as you exhale, shrug the shoulders and sigh the breath out the mouth. Take this 2 more times, breathing in, draw the shoulders to the ears. As you exhale, let the breath go, sigh it out the mouth. 1 more time, breathe in, shoulders up to the ears, pausing at the top of the breath just for a moment. As you exhale, sigh the breath out, let all that go. Any tension, stagnation, stale air, whatever it is, just release it with that out sigh of breath. Roll the shoulders and come to stillness. Sit tall, sit well, find center. Feel rooted in your seat, lengthening from your spine. Feel the connection of your seat into the earth, your sitting bones, that length through the midline and that lift in the side waist. Navel draws gently to the spine, shoulders back, chest broad and lifted. Hands resting on the thighs, close the eyes. Feel the breath, that flow, that rise and fall. You're welcome to keep the eyes closed, or if you want to look at me to see what we're doing, it's nothing complicated. We're just circling. Go in a clockwise direction to begin. Mobilizing the spine. Keep the navel drawing back so your core is active. And you might want to start quite small with these circles. You'll notice as we mobilize the spine, we start to warm into the hips. Just notice how that feels. Come back to center, exhaling here, and then begin again, but go the other way. Start small, gradually, as the heat starts to build in your body, as you begin to perhaps find that connection to your breath. You increase your range of motion. You work a little deeper. Always listening, always responding. Nothing more, nothing less. Come back to center. Exhale here. Bring the soles of the feet together. Take a nice open bound angle, Baddha Konasana. And if this feels quite intense in your hips, I'll turn this way so you can see. Have your hands behind you as a support and let your hips gently open. You can also use a wall to support your back body. So find your way in, especially mindful of being gentle, respectful to our bodies as we start. Holding the feet or having your hands behind you. Start to gently pulse the knees. If your hands are, as mine are, in front of you, keep your spine long, navel to spine. Just a little movement here, a little warmth. And stop pulsing, hinging, lengthening forwards. Again, that will increase any sensation that you feel in your hips. So notice if this is the right option for you. There's always options to modify, to switch it up, to make it just right for you. You might want to walk the arms forwards, inhale, lengthen, exhale, release. Rising with the in-breath, support under your thighs, draw your knees to close, lift your seat and seagrass your legs side to side. Right away, we're going to come to some core to fire up from the start. So rolling over to your side, come and lie on your back. In the first instance, feel that connection of your whole back body, rooting into the mat. Keep the soles of your feet to the floor and just tilt your pelvis up and down. So the pelvis isn't leaving the mat. We're just finding a comfortable position for the pelvis in relation to the floor through gentle movement. Tucking and tilting. This can also feel quite nourishing for the pelvis, the lower back area. Keep this movement small, so it's not a big, drastic movement. Just a little nourishing back and forth. Find that neutral position where your pelvis, your lower back feels comfortable on the floor. Interlace your fingers behind your head, so you're cradling the lower part of your skull in order that your head, the heaviness of your head, is supported so that we're not straining in the neck, and we focus all of that strength, all of our intention and attention to our core, our strength center. Feel your navel draw back to the spine, a sense of your lower rib cage knitting in. As you inhale, lift, elbows reaching forward in the direction of your knees, not straining in the neck. Bring all of your attention to your center. Integrate, back body to floor, knit the lower rib cage in, navel to spine. Keep breathing. Lift the shoulder blades from the floor. Twisting now with your chest, your elbows to the right. Reach your left elbow towards the outer edge of your right knee. Try and keep your right shoulder lifted. Come back through center and lay down. As you inhale, come up. Find that integrated strength, not straining in the neck. Twisting now to the left. Reach the right elbow out beyond the left knee, thigh. Try and keep the left shoulder lifted. Keep all of that integration, that heat centered in your middle. Come back to center and release. Inhale, come up. So we know what we're doing now. We're twisting to the right, both shoulders lifting, elbows reaching, navel to spine, integrate. Come back through center, smoothly lower down. Don't get too comfortable, we won't be there for long. Come back up. Rotate to the left. This time stay up if you can through center. Come to the right. So we stay uplifted in center. If you need to, you can always lay down. Remember to support the head and neck. Focus all the work, the sensation at your center. We come to center. We twist to the right. Come back through center. Keep breathing. Twist to the left. 2 more times each side. You can take your own pace if mine doesn't quite work for you. You've got the sequence now. We twist, we come back through center. We twist, come back through center. Twist, come back through center. And release. Bring your arms beside you and hover your knees. Keep your shins to parallel. Make sure your lower back is comfortable here. You can always bring your feet back to the floor. Your hips are above your knees, your feet are flexed. Again, interlace your hands behind your head so you're focusing all the work in your center. Peel the upper back, the shoulder blades from the floor, and start to pulse. Elbows reaching forwards, and we're pulsing. We're not ever laying back down on the mat, so that we stay integrated and strong all the way through. So we're working the muscles, the deep laying core, the transverse abdominis. We're not at any point relaxing. We're really in the moment. We're attuned to all that strength, tone that we're building at our very center. 10, keep breathing. 9, good. 8, 7, 6, 5, stay lifted. 4, 3, you've got this. 2, 1, and release. Maybe a sigh of relief. Relax the belly as you hug the thighs back towards you. Good work, everyone. And circle round. Go one way and then the other. Oh, we did it. Starting as we mean to go on, rolling to the side, coming onto all fours, tabletop position. Take a moment here, shoulders stacking over wrists, knees underneath hips. feel that heat, that strength in your center. Arms strong, back body long. Shift forwards, get a gentle stretch through the back of the wrist, take your hips out to the right, sink back, continue the circle to the left. So we're just taking that nice big undulating circular movement, but also warming up the wrists, the forearms. There will be the option today, should you choose to take it, to sprinkle in some arm balance play. And again, that is an option, not an obligation. Make this your own. Come back to center, shift forward, recalibrate, find center. Start to just walk gently through the hands like you're a cat, padding their paws. I was going to say hands, but cats don't have hands, do they? We have hands. Padding the cat paws against the mat, and then start to, as much as is reasonable for your range of motion, walk your hands to face either the side of the mat or maybe to the back of the mat, but certainly don't force this. You know where your stopping point is. Shift back a little, maybe get that stretch in the back of the wrist, maybe shift forwards. So just get what you need to feel just the right amount of stretch sensation. Really attune to your body's needs and requirements. That is such an important part of this practice. Listening in, being mindful. Come back to center, tabletop, toes tuck. Hover the knees, work the floor away, broaden the upper back, heart space lifting, reach out through the heels, core strong. All that core work we just took supporting this. As you exhale, open up into a nice expansive dog, feet back, arms forward and pedal. Walking up and down. Get into the lower legs, maybe the hips swaying one way and then the other. Keep your underarms lifted, reaching long, strong in the arms. Finding a stillness in down dog. Keep your knees soft, especially if your heels lift. As you exhale, anchor down through the heels and then firm into the outer edges of your feet. Feel that into your outer hips, broad across your pelvis. Let your head and neck release. Spin the armpits towards each other a little, chest broad. As you inhale, come forwards. Again, options here, you're in plank or modify with knees down. As you exhale back, down dog, 2 more times. You can always take child's to tabletop. Inhale plank, exhale dog. Utilize that core strength and heat we stoked to support you in plank. Take that 1 more time, maybe we got a bonus around there. Firm the floor away, hold this plank or tabletop. Integrate arms, core, legs, breath, all serving the posture in equal effort. As you exhale, take it back dog. Slowly now, walk the feet to meet your hands, slowly so that you can really work into the lower legs. When your feet meet your hands, big in breath, take a halfway lift, lengthen forwards, core strong, feel your shoulder blades firm into your back body as you shine your heart space through. As you exhale, knees soft, take a fold, Uttanasana, lengthen your spine down as you bow over your legs, heel toe your feet together. Sink back into your heels, draw back through your hip creases with your thumbs. Scoot your tail under, lift out of the waist, Uttanasana, chair pose. Feel that tucking of the tail, that feeling that the pubic bone and the tail are kind of meeting, and then an internal lift, Mula Bandha. Navel drawing to spine, Uddiyana Bandha. We work with the locks and the seals. Shine the chest through. Sink a little deeper, hugging the inner thighs together. Sink deeper, hug the outer thighs. Wiggle the toes. As you inhale, lengthen, reach up, arc back. As you exhale, find your hands to prayer at your heart center. And come to take Tadasana. Inhale, reaching up. We'll start to flow. Exhale, fold. Building on, adding on. Inhale, lengthen. Knees bend, hands plant. Plank or tabletop. Get strong, get long here. First round, knees lower. Feet release, elbows hug. Come down, take cobra. Draw back through the palms, shine your heart through. Exhale, smooth release. Plank or tabletop. Exhaling, dog. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Keep your hips level, keep your armpits lifting, your arms reach long. As you exhale, step the foot through and lower the back knee. Stay quite low in this lunge. Have your weight forward of center of the back kneecap. Have your front foot as wide as your hip. Actively firm the floor away through your front foot, but let your back thigh glide forward, so a little heavier in the pelvis. Bring your hands to prayer, rotate, twist to the right, allow your core to support you here, palms stacking, elbows reaching, staying like this, or lift your back leg, so we're in a lifted leg twist, lengthen your spine, elevate your heart space, and revolve. Keep hugging the outer right thigh to the midline. Keep firming the floor away actively through the front foot and stay buoyant on the ball of the back foot. Hug your inner thighs together, that will help to stabilize the posture. As you exhale, reframe the foot. Heel toe that foot maybe a little more to center, so you can stay in a low lunge with the lifted leg. Fingertips, shoulder blades firm, back, chest and heart shines through. Plant the hands, come to plank. Let's flow, chaturanga or knees down, cobra or up dog. The choice, yogis, is yours, always with the vinyasa. Get what you need. That's your opportunity to really play. Downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg lifts. Exhale, step through. Take the low lunge with the legs slightly about as wide as your hip. Back knee forward of center. Firm the floor away with the left foot and revolve into your twist. Firming the palms, elbows stacking. Move from your strength center. Stay as you are or power up the legs. Firming into the left foot. Buoyant on the ball of the back foot. Spine long, core active, breathe. Inner thighs hugging, that really does help with balance. That feeling of always integrating, hugging into the midline. Come back. Maybe bring that foot a little more central so you can frame the foot. You're really buoyant on the legs. Shoulders shine back, heart shines forward. As you exhale, plank or tabletop, flow. You can always skip out of flow. Take your time, not rushing through. It's actually harder to go slower. That requires the recruitment of more strength. Knees bend, look forward, feet meet hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising. Continue to fold as you exhale. Inhale, lengthen, keep a steady breath. You can jump back through chaturanga. Keep the elbows hugging, try not to let them wing back behind you. Exhale, down dog. Inhaling, right leg lifts. Exhaling, step through. Touch down the back knee. Front foot as wide as the hip. Now this time in the low lunge, walk your hands up your thigh. Come to find center. Shoulders above hips. Good work. Reach the right arm high and lift and lengthen from the hip all the way through the sideline of the body. Take a big yawn, a big stretch over to the right side. Revolve the left side of your rib cage up and reach, energizing into the fingertips. Keep firming the floor away through the right foot. If you'd like a little more, use your right hand And bring that forearm to the inside of your right thigh, firming your forearm against your right inner thigh. Your thigh firms back, and that creates a little more leverage to facilitate a deeper twist. Take 2 more breaths here. Soften the shoulders, the jaw. Breathe into the side stretch. As you inhale, come back. Reach up, reach back. Exhale, frame the foot. Take the flow. Controlled, smooth, unhurried. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step through. Find the low lunge. Plant the back knee down. Come up to center. Lift out of both sideways. Inhale, reaching. Hand, left thigh. Lengthen really into the right side now and take that stretch, reaching over to the left but breathing into the whole right side. And then with your hand, bring it to the inside of your inner left thigh. Your forearm now is firming against your thigh and you're reaching. Bring that energy or the energetic intention all the way to the fingertips on the right hand. Draw open the top side of the rib cage. Breathe into this stretch. Soften the shoulders. Where do you feel the work of this? Perhaps it's more than the side body. I can really feel this in my hip flexors. It kind of runs through that whole right seam. As you inhale, reach up. As you exhale, frame, lift the back leg. Chaturanga, 2 up dog, knees down to cobra. Yogi's choice, we meet together in downward facing dog. Keep the arms strong, firm the floor away. Soften the knees a little as you really lift and reach your seat high. As you exhale, think of drawing down through the center of your heels. Draw back with the front bones in your ankles as if you're drawing them to the back of the room. Good work. Bend the knees, look forward. Bring the feet to meet the hands, land light. As you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Heel toe the feet, sink deep. Reach the arms, tuck the tail, find that internal lift. Sink a little deeper, inner thighs, outer thighs hug. Shoulders plug back, heart shines through. Inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. Come to the top of your mat. Have your feet hip width apart. Now find that connection of your feet into the earth and then rise onto your tiptoes. Take a little moment here to steady yourself. Think of the balls of your feet buoyant, connected to the earth. Your ankles are strong, your calves engage, your quads engage. Find that neutral position of the pelvis, a very subtle tuck. Engage your glutes, your core, steady your gaze. Maybe reach the arms up above you. Long line of energy from the balls of your feet to your fingertips. As you exhale, bring your hands to prayer and slowly check that this is okay for your knees. Start to bend the knees and as smoothly as you can, if you wobble, don't worry, come down into a squat so you're on your tiptoes. Stay engaged in your core. Bring your right forearm to the, your left forearm, to the outer edge of your right thigh and reach your right arm back, open into a twist. You can follow with your gaze if that's okay for your neck. Keep your legs working, your core strong. Come back through center, hands to prayer. Take your time rising up. You can always touch your feet down if being on tiptoes in this way just doesn't feel great. Maybe you reach the arms high. As you exhale again, lower smooth. Take your time, check your knees here, lots of cracking or pain. This is not the one for you. Take the right forearm to the left outer thigh and open into the twist. Think of assisting your twist with your strength center. That will help with balance here. Steady your gaze, find your breath. Come back, lower the feet, take a halfway lift and fold, Uttanasana. Good work. Inhale, rising. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, flow. Jump back, up dog, if that's in your practice. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Now feel that stacking of the right hip on top of the left. As you do this, lift the left armpit and the upper arm. So try not to sink into the left side. Keep both shoulders facing forward as you actively firm the floor away. The only twisting action is happening in the hips. Circle the ankles, wiggle the toes, round the spine, take the step through, spin onto the back foot, taking warrior two, windmill the arms and lunge into a nice deep expression of warrior two. The only lunge action is occurring in the legs. Your torso, your body is centered, shoulders, hips align. Thumb really actively into the outer back foot as you glide the inner thigh forward, knee above ankle in the same direction as the toes. Get that lift from the waist, that tuck of the tail, that internal lift. Mula Bandha, steady the gaze. Bring your hand to your instep side of your front foot, fingertips or the palm to the floor. Side angle, Uttanasana. Reach that top arm high. Feel still the connection of the outer back foot to the floor. Extend and reach that arm to the front of the room. You can always modify and have your forearm to the thigh if you feel your chest is collapsing. You want to feel that uplift in the top side of your torso. 2 more breaths. Firm the upper outer arm against the inner thigh and feel that resistance of the thigh firming back. Inhale, rising, straighten the front leg, hand to hip, lengthen. Stay in that same line, hand to back of skull, feel that align with your pelvis. Remove the hand, continue down, fingertips to thigh, calf or floor, revolve, reach, lengthen, arm forwards, lengthening your spine, really long to the front of the mat, soften the shoulders. Keep your feet firming, your legs strong. As you inhale, come up. Bring your left hand to your back hip. I'm moving back a bit. You might like to also, because we're going to float into a floating Ardha Chandrasana or half moon. Bring your hand to your heart center. Find your gaze point. Go back as much as you need. Transfer the weight to the front foot and maybe you just play with lifting that back leg a little. Or you take a little more flight, feel the stacking of the hips, let that back leg, we can be a bit more creative for the purpose of this expression. Lift as much as you like, flex or point, but stay strong in that leg. Maybe you hover the bottom arm, you reach the top arm, and now think of expanding from your foot to your top arm, the front of your body to your back foot. You're expanding, opening up through space. As you're ready, come back down, find warrior two, land as gracefully as you can. Take it all the way back and cartwheel the arms, low lunge, plank. Take the flow that calls you, up dog or cobra. As you exhale, downward facing dog. Come back to the breath. Let the head and neck release. Good work, yogis. As you're ready, lift the left leg high. Feel the stacking of the left hip on top of the right. And now lift the underside of the right arm. Try not to dip or sink here. The only twist is happening in the hips. Heel to opposite glute, knee reaching high. As you exhale, step through, spin the back toes, warrior two. Yes, I'm facing the other way on the mat, but you don't need to. It's just so I'm not facing the back of you. Warrior two. Lunge deep, find center. Energize the arms, open the chest. Steady the gaze. Side angle, forearm to thigh, or touching down. Draw open and reach, expand. Firm the outer back foot down. Firm the outer upper arm against the thigh. Firm the thigh back. Energize into your fingertips. 2 more breaths. Core strong, inner thighs hugging. Inhale. Come back up. Straighten the front leg. You can always shorten your stance if you're very wide in your warrior. Finding Uttanasana, triangle, draw open, draw the right hip back, spine long, arm reaching to the ceiling or maybe to the front of the room. See how this switches the stretch sensation. Breathe, uplift the chest, uplift your gaze, your energy. Inhale, come up, take it back as much as you need. Right hand, right hip. Drishti, breath, focus. We've got this. Find that beautiful dance-like expression of Ardha Chandrasana, a little more playful. Feel the hips stacking, the inner thighs hugging. Maybe reach that arm down, reach the top arm high. Everyone's got a slightly more challenging side. Breathe into it. Keep the lifted leg strong, as active as your standing leg. Engage your core. Expand top to bottom, front to back. Open up, fill up all the space around you with your shape, your energy. Good work. Touch down. We meet in warrior two. Cartwheel the arms, take a low lunge. Find the flow. Child is always there as you need it, but let's come to meet in downward facing dog. Sigh the breath out. Inhaling, lift the right leg. As you exhale, round the spine, scoop the belly in, kissing the knee to the nose. Feel the shoulders stack above the wrists and firm the floor away. Get even more uplift. Core, arms. As you inhale, find a 3-legged dog. Maybe even let the hips roll open. As you exhale now, cross the knee through the midline to the opposite elbow. Again, shoulders above wrist. This is really important. Feel the floor firming away through your hands, your arms, and then draw your knee even higher up your opposite arm. Core strong, arms, legs working, breathing. Holding it makes it even harder. As you inhale, find 3-legged dog. As you exhale, stacking the shoulders, knee now to the right elbow. Lift it even higher to the upper outer arm, about tricep height. You can always touch your knees down and take this from a tabletop position. Take it back, 3-legged dog. Replace your foot to the floor, lift the left leg. To begin, feel the stacking, the opening. Keep the right armpit lifted. As you exhale, scoop the belly in, kiss the knee to the nose and firm the floor away. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cross body. Knee to opposite elbow, firm the floor away. Lift the knee even higher. Knit the rib cage in. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Knee to the same elbow and then lift it higher. Get it as high up that leg as you can. Try not to slump into the shoulders. Work the arms, the breath, the core. Exhale. Good work, yogis. stacking, opening, and come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forwards, lower smooth all the way down, rest your forehead to the floor, lift and lengthen one leg and then the other, so feel that spaciousness in the lower back. Reach your arms behind you, interlace your hands behind your back, draw your knuckle joints down and away. As you inhale, lift, locust pose, feel your shoulder blades firm into your back body, recruit your posterior chain, your posterior core to help with this uplift. Feel your heart space shine through the back of your neck long, and then lift your legs. Take 3 breaths here. Tail tucking under, Mula Bandha, that internal lift. Uddiyana Bandha, navel to spine, exhale, touchdown. Rising, plank, exhaling, dog. Bend the knees very deeply, now look forward, and if you can, we're going to jump the feet wide and land in Garland Pose or Malasana, yogi squat. Take your time here. You can always be up higher, have your heels on a block if they're not touching down, as you want to find this release of your lower back, and that's only really achieved if you have that contact of your whole foot to the floor. Make sure your knees and toes face the same way. Get heavy here, draw down. Arms to the inside of the thighs, firm the palms now. In contrast to that heaviness in your pelvis, your lower body, find that lift, that uplift in your chest. Shoulders back, shine the heart through. And just take a breath or two here. Good work. So, yogi's choice. Staying here, or this is our opportunity to sprinkle in some arm balance play. I'm going to move back a little bit. If you've never taken any arm balances before, now is not the time. So transfer the weight into your hands, come onto the balls of your feet. Try and have your knees as high up your arms as you can. Lift your seat high. Hug your thighs against your arms and hug your arms in. Maybe you lift one foot and then the other, Bakasana, crow pose. Maybe you straighten the arms, crane pose. Engage your core, that will really help. Try and have your shoulders above your wrists, touch down, come back into Malasana. Yogi squat. Maybe you take that one more time. Maybe you find a few breaths here. The choice, dear yogis, is yours, your practice, your kind of playtime, this inquiry on the mat. Breathing, core, arms, legs, uplift, touch down, heel toe the feet, lengthen, sigh the breath out. Nice deep Uttanasana. I like to have thumbs around ankles, forearms around calves as I lengthen the spine down and lift the seat high with the head hanging heavy. Heel toe the feet to touch. Utkatasana. Scoot the tail under, lift out of the waist. Go a little deeper. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, continue to fold, bow down. Inhale, lengthen. Take the flow. Yogi's choice. Up dog, cobra, maybe locust. Down dog is where we meet. One more time, bend the knees deeply, look forward. Hop into Malasana. Staying here, maybe shuffling back if you know you don't want to face plant anything. If you're taking Bakasana, now is your chance. You can always just play with transferring the weight, lifting one foot, touch down, transfer the weight, lift the other. That's a good way to sort of build the confidence for the arm balance if that's what you'd like to work towards. Breathing, hovering, up, lifting. Maybe you jump back through Chaturanga, maybe you touch down and then jump back. Yogi's choice, get as fancy as you like. Downward facing dog. Sigh the breath out. Keep the armpits lifting, the arms reaching your seat high. Good work, yogis. Bend the knees, look forward, feet to hands. Lengthen as you inhale. Exhale, fold. Rising with the in-breath. Exhale, press. Step the feet wide. Come to the long side of your mat. Inhale. As you exhale, hinge, pausing halfway when the shoulders align with the hips. Lengthen out of the waist even more, draw the shoulders back. Keep the feet firming against the floor. As you exhale, continue to fold, let the head and neck release, but walk your arms forward quite long and take a downward dog stance with your arms. So they're reaching forwards, you're firming the floor away through your hands. Keep your right hand touching the floor and bring it a little more to center. Lift your left hand and thread it underneath, finding the outer edge of your leg, your ankle, and draw through. Revolve into a twist. Keep the right arm in the down dog position, the legs strong, the seat lifting high. Breathe into the twist. Feel that stretch in the underarm. Come back to center, left hand replaces right, right hand reaches to the outer edge of the left leg or ankle, revolve into the twist, let your head peek under your arm, keep your legs strong, your seat lifting high, your left arm is in a down dog, so you're firming the floor away. 2 breaths here. Come back to center, walk the hands back in and to the waist. As you inhale, rise, take your time, engage the core, find center. Bending the right knee, come into a lizard lunge, Skandasana. So you might have your hands to your thigh. Make sure your toes and knees face the same way, or you can work a little deeper. Keep that foot flat to the floor or flexed. Keep this foot really active, so you're not kind of slumping into it. You're engaged, you're integrated. Then move to the other side. You can play with that foot position, but always check knees in relation to toes. You might like to be hands free. Go one way and then the other. Be playful, creative with your arms. Do whatever uplifts you. That's the name of the game today. So allow your movement to be uplifting. One more time each side so that you feel balanced, free and easy in the body. Come to find a low lunge and take it back to dog. Final flow. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Sigh the breath out, arms strong. Knees soft, seat high, heels draw down with the exhale. Bend the knees, step or jump the feet through, bring the legs out and in front of you, sit upright, hold the thighs lightly, tippy toes, right leg, left leg. Keep connecting with your seat to the floor, not hanging into the base of the spine. Flex your feet, draw your chest through, lift out of the lower back, engage your core, navel to spine, reach the arms, Ardha Navasana, maybe straighten the legs, toes to eye height, cross the ankles. I teased you, option for one final throw, throw that away, flow, downward facing dog. Step or jump through, bring the legs in front of you and sit upright, Dandasana, heel of hands beside the hips. Bend the right leg, you can always kind of move the flesh of the left glute. Have your knee and toes aligned, and I've got about a fist's gap between my foot and my thigh, but find a comfortable placement. Bring your right hand behind you, stay uplifted in the spine, Revolve, use your core, Marichyasana, and wrap the left forearm around the right thigh. Lift out of your seat, move from your midsection, roll your shoulders down and back. Feel length through the side waist, through the midline. Align to your breath. Keep that left leg active so the foot is flexed to remind you. Come back to center and change sides. Left hand behind you. Try not to slump back. Stay uplifted. Place that foot so it's probably about as wide as your hip. Both legs active. Bind. Revolve so that forearm's really helping apply a gentle kind of, again, leverage to facilitate a slightly deeper twist. Lift out of the lower back. Both legs active. Your head and neck, the last thing to follow if you wish. Shoulders down and back, firming into the back body. Navel to spine, your long all the way through the sides of your body, the midline to the crown of your head. Breathing. Come back. Replace the legs. Janu, bend the right leg. Now take that knee out to the side. Inhale, sole of foot to the inner thigh. Navel directing over the left leg. And simply hinge, lengthen the spine and fold. Head, neck releasing. Reach your heart space forward. Take 2 breaths here. Inhaling. Exhale. Support and switch. Left leg Janu. Make sure you're comfortable in your seat. You can always have a block or anything there if you don't want your hip to open that much. Inhale. Turn and fold. Lengthen, long in the spine. Scoop the belly in as you continue to hinge and fold, releasing into your Janu Shavasana. Shoulders back, heart through. 2 more breaths. Inhale, rising up. Take the legs in front, now bend them and just seagrass one way and then the other, side to side. Come onto all fours, tabletop position, and take it back into a child's pose. Toes touch, knees wide. Rest your forehead, walk your arms forwards, you're on your fingertips. Firm the floor away, sink a little more into your seat. Your forehead is touching down to the mat. Mine is lifted for the purpose of instructing. 2 more breaths. Soften where you need to, where you can. Inhale, rising, back to tabletop, shifting forwards. Let's stretch the wrists, especially if you took some arm balance play today. Give a little love and attention to the hands, the wrists. Go one way and then the other. This also works into the hips. Come back to center. Sitting back on the thighs or a comfortable alternative seat. Bring the hands to prayer. Take your fingertips forwards. Top of hands to meet as you continue the circle all the way around. And as the hands meet, just feel a gentle firming pressure of the hands. So this might feel really nice. You know, down dog, plank, chaturanga, all of that, lots of weight bearing. So even if you didn't decide today was the day to take the arm balancing options, don't worry, but give some love to the wrists, change direction. Go one way and then the other. Circle it out. Hello, side to side. And then Let's come to lie down. Rolling over to the side, lay on your back. Any layers, don't get too cold too quickly. Imprint the whole back body to the floor, then hug the thighs to the belly. Exhale here. Circle round one way and then the other. Touch the feet down. Keep your left knee bent but straighten your right leg. Move your hips a little to the left and have your right hand to your outer left thigh as you take a twist to the right, dropping your left knee down and reach your left arm out in a wide T. This is more focused on the mid-thoracic spine, a twist taken in this way. To get more into the outer leg, IT band, outer hip area, just apply a gentle pressure with your right hand to your left thigh. Find the breath. Come back through center and change sides. Straighten the left leg, bend the right knee, hand to thigh, revolve into your twist. Try and firm the opposite shoulder down if you can. If it doesn't touch down, don't worry. Find your expression. Settle into this. Come back to your breath. Feel the work of the twist where you feel a stretch sensation. Come back through center, hips to neutral, hug the thighs in. Maybe you find happy baby. Find the inner heel and then draw the knees down, feet to ceiling, shins parallel. If you can, keep the lower back rooting into the earth beneath you. Sway one way, maybe then the other. Perhaps you prefer reclined saddle, soles of feet touch. Then when you are ready, come to take your preferred position for Shavasana Rest. As you exhale, feel your whole body sinking, settling into the floor, the mat beneath you, supported, held. As you inhale, a sense of light rising all the way through you. Exhaling, your jaw, your body heavy. Allow this time of receiving all that your practice has given you. Feel that physical uplift through your movement, your hard work, through your physicality. Allow this to seep into every cell of your body. Feel this coming into your energy, your breath, your mind's eye. Holding this within. Uplifted, energized, free. And as you're ready, gentle movement slowly comes back. Rolling over to one side, rest the head on stacked hands, hug the knees to the belly, and slowly make your way up, finding your comfortable seat. Sit tall, sit well, resting the hands on the thighs. Keep your eyes closed, the spine is long, you're open in your heart space. Bringing the hands to prayer, offering this beautiful practice to yourself, offering it out to those around you and those further afield. Feeling lighter, brighter, better. Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful, strong practice. I hope you feel uplifted for the rest of your day and week ahead. Well done.